My dear students, let me welcome you to my educational video on assignment problem. It's a special case of assignment problem. As I said in my earlier videos, I used to say that assignment problem is all about balance, the rows and columns should be same and all, but it did not be always. There might be the rows as well as columns, they're not same. And one more variation is that okay, even there are some restrictions. If you go to the assignment problem and allocations, people say that don't allocate A to B. Don't have any kind of allocation job A and job A as well as employee P. There is a restriction. Like that, if you say that, there are some restrictions as well as it is unbalanced. Rows and columns are not equal. Let me take an example here. I'll try to explain this. I have 5 employees to be allocated with 4 jobs 1, 2, 3 and 4. This is 69 here, 75. Again this is infinity and then infinity. Infinity refers to a job and employee 3. That is a restriction. You cannot give this job to this man. It is restricted. Again, job A and employee 4. There is a restriction. You cannot allocate it. And if you say B, again there is a restriction. If you say restriction here, B and job 1, employee B and job 1, you should not allocate. There is a restriction again. Again, it is 76, 61, 80. It's all the costs incurred. Now it is 70 here. Next, this is 80, 65, and then 72. Again, here is a restriction. There are 3 restrictions. Okay, this is employee D, or I can say here is a restriction here. Job D and employee 1, job D and employee 2, job D and employee 3. You cannot give these jobs to these employees. That is, D is restricted with 1, D is restricted with 2, D is restricted with 3. There is these infinite symbols. It's all about you can say restricted kind of thing. Now this is 71 here. Now this is 80. 76, 66, and then 70. This is say that this is what the jobs all about. And here we have the employees or operators, you can say. Now, jobs and operators. Here, A job is restricted with 3, operator number 3 and operator number 4. Again, if you say job B is restricted with operator 1, it's infinite here, infinite symbol. Now C here, there is no restriction. C is a freehand allocation. Now again, if you say D is a highly restricted job, job D, you are not supposed to give it to 1, not supposed to 2, even for 3. D to be allocated only for 4. That's what the restriction is. Now if you say E, it is 80, 76, 60, and again it's a freehand allocation. There is no any such kind of no restrictions. Now there are 2 different aspects we covered in this problem. One is we need to have due recognition to these restrictions to be respected. The restrictions to be respected. At the same time, I need to have the unbalanced allocation. Look at this. There are only 4 operators and there are 5 jobs. and I need to have one more operator 5 as my dummy operator, or maybe I can say hypothetical column to be added, to be inserted. And if the hypothetical column is inserted, the values are going to be 0 0 0. It's a kind of adjustment for assignment problem. And this adjustment, okay, we call it as hypothetical row or hypothetical columns to be added. It all depends on the case. Okay, and to make the matrix a square matrix, or to make the number of rows and number of columns equal, okay, either I can go for making adding a dummy row or a dummy column. We call it as hypothetical row and hypothetical column. Now if we say hypothetical row and hypothetical columns are added, hypothetical column is added, now your matrix is going to be like this. I have job A, job C, job D and job E. Now this is operator 1, operator 2, operator 3, operator 4, and this is 5. Now this 5 is dummy. Now if we say that dummy is added, the matrix is going to be now 5 rows and 5 columns. This is going to be 69, 75, restricted, restricted. Now this is 0. Next, again here is a restriction, 76, 61, 80, 76, 61, 80, and this is hypothetical dummy, that is dummy column, that is the respective cost is 0. Next, this is 70, 80, 65, 72, and then this is 0. Now DS, it is highly restricted job, maybe highly sensitive, maybe confidential kind of thing, and this is restricted. Now it is 71. Now this is dummy value, that is 0. Now for E, 80, 76, 66, then 70, and then this is 0. So here what we did, in the given case, it was kind of restricted as well as unbalanced kind of thing. The rows and columns were not same, and I made an attempt to introduce this dummy. Yes, it is here. Now this is what exactly the hypothetical column. We call this as hypothetical column. A dummy column is created, it is inserted and it has an adjustment. Now 0 0 0 0. The cost is not going to be altered, it's not going to be changed. Now after this, if I go for having my row minima, look at this, we have zeros. Each and every row has got a 0 now. Now row minima has got very simple now. Now row minima is simplified. The row minima matrix already is there, because it is going to be the same row minima matrix, because that's 0. Now I'll continue with my column minima. If you say here the column minima, don't consider this infinite restrictions. Restrictions are beyond all their considerations. If there's a restriction in a particular cell, maybe that particular row or a column, don't treat it into any of your calculations, and no processing is done, and that is taken as out of all your Hungarian treatments or Hungarian procedures. You are going to retain that infinity till the end. Till the end, that restriction is maintained. Till the end of your solution, till the end of your allocation, or you're going to have the restriction. Keeping intact with this restriction, I am going to have my cost minimization allocation. I am not going to compromise with this kind of restrictions. No relaxations are going to be given to these restrictions, and having this due respect to all these restrictions. Okay, maybe kind of confidential things, maybe kind of I can say some kind of obligations, I can say, and having all the obligations fulfilled, I am going to have my allocation without cost minimization. That is not the minimum. Now, what is this column minima? If we say column minima, now here in this column, it is 69 is minimum. Now, this column, it is 69 minimum, and now 77, this is 75 is minimum. Now in the third column, it is 61 minimum. Now in the fourth column here it is say 80, 70, 71, 70 is minimum. Now here in this column 0 is minimum. Now once you have this minimum is identified, I am going to have the column minima operation. Now the column minima is going to be the revised matrix of this column minima is going to be now. This is I'm going for second step, and this is called as the column minima operation. This is column minima. Now if you say column minima, now this is going to be 0 here. I am retaining this restriction as it is, and this is 1. Again restriction here, and again this is going to be 11. Now that is 80 minus 69. 80 minus 69, 69 is 11. Next, if you say 75 is my minimum, now 75 minus 75 is 0. Next, 76 and 75, the difference is 1. Next, 75 and 80, the difference is 5. Okay, next, here is the restriction. Next, 75 and 76, the difference is 1. Third column, you say the minimum number is 61. Here the restriction, I am going with the restriction. Now, if you say 61 and 61, that is 0. 61 and 65, it is 4. Difference I am taking. Next, again here is a restriction, and 61 and 66, the difference is 5. Now, if you say fourth column, the minimum number is 70, and if there is a restriction here, A and job 4 restriction restricted. Now if you say B and 4, the difference is 10. 80 minus 70, that is 10. After this 80 and then 72 and 70, that is going to be 2, the difference. And then 71 and 70, the difference is 1. 70 and 70, the difference is 0. We have completed both row minima, column minima operations, and also all the restrictions are taken care of, well taken care of, and even it is made a balanced one by adding a dummy column. Okay, that is hypothetical column here. Column 5 is operated. This column 5 denotes your dummy operator. A dummy employee is created just for the sake of having my matrix balanced. Now once this is done, look for the zeros. Or I can say have identify that particular row having one single 0. Now if you see this single 0, look at this third row. This is what exactly I mean to say. 1 0 is there. Now I'm going to delete, I'm going to discard the zeros in that particular column as well as in that particular row, if any. Now once this is done, I'm going to have, okay, again the scan for zeros. Now say this 0, single 0, and now it is the last one. I have this single 0 here. Now in that particular column or that particular row, okay, if you have any such kind of zeros, you have to cancel them. Now we have, say, only 1 0 here. You just allocate it. Now once this is done, now I have one particular row having 2 zeros, and anyway that is going to be kind of not optimization condition. Now you just allocate this and you cancel this 0. Any 0 can be done. Now we say that here there is an allocation, here there is an allocation, here there is no allocation, but here is an allocation. There is one single row having no allocation. Identify that particular row. Identify the row having no allocation and put a tick. Recall the procedure, recall the Hungarian procedure, Hungarian method, follow that. Now you can view my earlier videos to have more understanding of Hungarian procedure, how to have the tick marks, and how to identify unallocated rows and unallocated, unticked rows and ticked columns. Like now it is one particular row is identified because there is no allocation. And once this is identified, look for the discarded 0 in that row, and here is discarded 0. Once this discarded 0 is identified, look for that particular column. If you have any allocation, put a tick to that particular column. See here is discarded 0, and in this column you have an allocation, and tick to that respective column and the respective row. Correct? Only that much is there. Now you have to draw lines to unticked rows as well as ticked columns. Unticked row. Here is an unticked row and here is a ticked column. Now you see unticked rows and ticked columns. Again you have one unticked row. Again you have one unticked row. Look at this. Row 1, row 2 and row 5 and the last column they are marked by using the straight lines. Okay, now it is marked now. Draw lines to unticked rows and ticked columns. Now after having done this kind of procedure, identify do you have any kind of uncovered. Yes, you have uncovered elements here and among them look for the least uncovered. The least uncovered, because it can be repeated, no problem. If uncovered is repeated, that doesn't matter at all. That could all maybe least, maybe 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. That's very easy for us to allocate. Now, this one is the least, here is a 1 and here is a 1. It's a repetition kind of thing, doesn't matter much. Okay, need not worry about that. That is not going to make any kind of difference now. Now look for this one. The least uncovered is identified. This least uncovered is going to be added to the intersecting element. Okay, and rest of things are subtracted from this least covered. That is, here if say 1 is least covered, 1 minus 1, 5 minus 1, 4 minus 1, 2 minus 1, and it's 1 minus 1. Infinity doesn't matter, just leave it as it is. Okay, it's not going to change. Now once that is done, I'm going to have the revised matrix, and before proceeding to this revised matrix calculations, I'll explain about one more step, that is called as you have to retain all the numbers including zeros if they are on that single row. If they are partially covered or partially uncovered, whatever it may be. Say this is, you can call this partially covered or partially uncovered, and both are there. And you say fully covered, this is intersection. Now you have to retain all such elements. Now I am going to have my revised matrix after this. After continuing with the Hungarian procedure, okay, retaining all single line elements and again subtracting all uncovered elements from its least number and adding the least number to the intersecting element, and after doing this procedure, I'll get my revised matrix as, okay, I'll just proceed with this. I have A, B, C, D, E. The jobs and operators 1, 2, 3 and then 4 and 5. 5 is dummy. Now I'm going to have this column the values as 0, 0, infinity, again this is infinity and 1, infinity here, 1, 0, 10, 1, 0, 4, 3, 1, that is a retained 1, that is 0 here. Next infinity, 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 0, and then this is 0 here. Next 11, 1, 5, 0, and then this is 1. If you compare the values here, so this earlier it was covered just by single line. Okay, but now earlier it was 0 and the least is added and it has become 1. Now again this was the intersecting element, and again that 0 plus 1 is 1. Now rest of these things are 0 and 0, it is there, and again it's an intersection here, intersection mark. Okay, compared with the previous calculation. Now after doing all these calculations, I have some zeros, but I need to focus on the row having only 1 0, only 1 0. Just look at this, only 1 0. If you say that here in this B I have only 1 0, just target that. Now if you say 1 0, the column and the row, you should have any zeros. If you have any such zeros, discard them, cancel them. Look at this, there is no such kind of thing now. Now if you have the rest of things, now after that single 0, you cannot go for C, you cannot go for D, even you cannot go for A, because there are zeros repeated, 2 or 3 more, 2 or more zeros are there. Now E, I have only 1 0. Now if you say E only 1 0, I can cancel this, and once this is cancelled, D is left with only 1 0. D is left with only 1 0. Now this is cancelled here. Look at this. Now I have left with here only 1 0. Now you say only 1 0, this is allocated. The respective, this 0 is cancelled. Now I am going to have this allocation. Okay. Yes. That is job A, employee 2, A to 2, B to 3, next C to 1, yes, it's there. Next D to 5, now E to 4. What do you mean by this? I am allocating job D to, employee D to a dummy job. What do I mean by this? I am going to fire this man. I am going to give a pink check to this employee. I am going to remove this one. D will be no longer in my payrolls. I have only 4 jobs to be done, but 5 employees were there, and to identify which one to be, which is the one not good in his performance and kind of thing, performance assessment. And in this performance assessment, I got to know that there is an allocation D with this dummy values. And therefore, this employee is dummy now. The employee is dummy means to say that I am going to, either I can have a training to this man to retrain, or it all depends on management decision. But straight away I can say that this man will be having tough time. That's what people say. Now the optimum allocations are, therefore the assignment allocations I can give. Therefore, the assignment schedule, it will be, that is A to 2, okay, employee A and job 2, employee B, and then job 3, next employee C, and then job 1, employee D, and then 5. Okay, here is some problem here. This is dummy, and then employee E, that is 4. Now this is dummy. Now the overall cost is, it's about this is of A to 2, 75 plus 61 plus 70 plus 0 plus 70. That is A to 2. This is A2. Now B3. Now C1. This is C1. If you say D5, this is D5. Now this is E4. This is what exactly E4. Okay, that is A is matched with 2, employee A with job 2, employee B with job 3, employee C with job 1, employee D with job 5. This is dummy. Okay, this is dummy, hypothetical allocation. Now E with 4. The total cost is 276. This is what the minimum is. Now therefore, that the minimum is 276 rupees with this dummy allocation. See, dummy allocation, we don't have any value, that is 0, no value at all, and therefore this is the assignment problem with unbalanced condition as well as with the restrictions. We have retained the restrictions throughout the solution. Restrictions are highly respected, and there was no compromise made in between. And having this is practical solution kind of thing, okay, you can apply Hungarian method to have such kind of performance assessments as well as restricted conditions, okay, can be maintained well. That's it. Thank you very much.